Good call. Okay, so first of all, you can see you're already in the pages folder, and up above there's a components folder. And most of your work is going to happen inside of the components folder. All right, there's a little bit that you're going to need to do in pages. There's a lot that you'll do in components. So right where you are, yeah, course modules, open up 101. And then finally, here we are. This is a markdown file, okay? And what you'll need to do is keep in, and you see docs.mdx there, okay? You'll see these two lines on the bottom, lines 3 and 4. I don't think this is going to be part of our long-term solution, but just as we're getting things started, just leave those lines there. And above them on lines 1 and 2 and beyond, let's just add some content to this file right here. Maybe on line 2, you can just type hello world. Save it, and then go back to your browser. And let's navigate into module 101. Okay, and then go to lesson 1. And there's your hello us message down below. Okay, now the structure of this page right here. Okay, you've got this markdown file that's in the black. Okay, up top, you've got a learning target that says SLT 1011, I can, ... You've got this about this and more details bit, and you've got the video coming soon part, okay? So I just showed you how to start writing markdown content, and that's going to be same for all of these modules that we've got. Okay.
What?
And I'll show you why that doesn't work in just a second. Okay. But first, let's go in and let's see how to update the learning targets. Okay. So now in the data directory, well, I actually have to double check where we left off here. Yeah, you see how it says SLT's English.json down there? Okay. And this is where you've got, first of all, the title is currently just getting started for module 101. The release date and the update date can be changed to anything. But to start, let's just change the learning target 101.1. It says, I can, in quotes, just add some words there.
Or the eBay is always like static value somewhere. So I cannot do anything there.
Right. I mean, you can change those numbers, but as you can see right here, so now that learning target, it's at the top of this page. If you move to lesson 2, you'll see that it has the learning target I can in this page. And if you go to the overview, you can see the learning targets are populated there. And even if you click on modules at the top of the page, these learning targets will now be in the dropdown. Okay. So you've got this one file where you're writing the learning targets one time, and then they populate throughout the site. Any questions about that part?
No, but it looks like I can change it. It's not actually.
Sure. Yeah, try it. So change like the
yeah, I did, and then it changed. I thought it was like same issue. Interesting, yeah. It is able to now like update without refreshing. So it's like local environment is just every milliseconds updating.
That's
it's a WebSocket. It's listening to a WebSocket and it detects change. changes.
I remember 7 years ago, I watched some kind of WebGL video, and I was like impressed everything what was changed algorithm automatically, like website changed. What is this magic? Very cool.
So far, now you've seen that you can make all the learning targets whatever you want them to be. You've seen that you can update Markdown in currently these black boxes, okay?
Yep. I think this is all the information needed.
So there's
And what happened in Vercel?
Well, there's two more things I want you to know, okay, before we get to deployment. So first of all, you can add additional modules, okay? If we go back to this, this file right here, SLT's JSON. You see how there's an object that goes from line 3 to line 46? That's, you see, and each module object has the same format. It's highlighting with those blue curly brackets, but you can make additional modules just by adding a copy of that in a comma separated list. Okay. So maybe you don't want modules 101 and 999, you want whatever numbers you want, and maybe you want more than 2 modules. You can add them by following that process. Cool?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The other thing is maybe within a module, you want to add extra pages. And a page is one of these objects, for example, in the lessons list that starts on line 14. And yeah, you see it. So line 15 to 20 is an object that specifies a lesson or some other sort of page. Okay. And if you want to add additional lessons or pages to a module, you would just copy that item right there as many times as you want to. And the same goes for learning targets, right? You've got a list of learning targets that goes from line 8 to 13. Each learning target is in a comma separated object on lines 9, 10, 11, 12. And you can add or remove learning targets from any module as needed. But finally, there's one more thing we need. Okay, so let's just for an example, let's try to add a lesson to module 101 right here. Okay, so maybe just copy that, that last lesson component or item. Yeah, make a copy of that. Just do a quick undo. Yep. Yeah, you got it. Give that one a new number.
It's just uninstalled Copilot, so I don't know if it will have automatically change numbers.
I know. I've found Copilot hit or miss in my experiments. Okay, but save this and let's see what happens. Okay. Now navigate into module 101. We didn't add a learning target yet, so that's okay. You could, right? And lesson 5 appears in the navigation here, so we can click on it. But now we get an error. The reason we get an error is that exactly right where you're looking, the path specified on line 49 doesn't exist, right? All these other paths exist. So what you'll need to do to make a new lesson page is add it here. Yeah, that would work. There you go. Right. But if you want
what's
to
the slug for? Is it just description then?
The slug, look at the URL in your browser. The slug is the last bit right there, 1015.
Okay.
Okay. So now if you do create a new page and you want the slug to match the path, which is a good idea, you'll simply have to make a new folder in the course modules directory, and you could just copy that entire folder. Actually, if you just right click on, the file name, copy it and then paste it, not there. Oh yeah, there, sorry, you were in the right space. That's actually going to be inside. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, you've got the idea. Perfect. Yep. And now it already fixed itself, right? But now you can go into the index.tsx file there.
TX file here.
1015 index. And this is where you would then have to update the slug, the SLT. If you added a learning target to go with this lesson, you would want to update that. Okay.
Yep.
And I think that's all. Okay. And in SLT, oh, okay, finally, we get this error because look, on line 13, it's looking for SLT 101.5, and that SLT doesn't exist. So pop over to SLT's English.json.
Here or
You've already got the file open. It's called SLTs-English. Yep.
okay, that's sending.
And then underneath line 12,
This thing.
add one more learning target. Yep. And as soon as you save this, the error is going to be fixed. Oh, why isn't it? Let's see, what's it looking for? We also need, oh, right. Okay, finally. And this is great. Thank you for this experience too. Our long-term goal, right, is for everything you're doing right now to be automated, right? To have a nice little web interface for this, but we're in the initial steps towards going there. So thanks for doing this. Finally, in the 1011 directory, you're already there. There's a file that says module.json.
I'm already in this directory,
Yep.
module. Here.
Yep. Okay. Now this has some extra information about each lesson. Yeah, exactly. And this should fix the error. All right. And you see, this is where that text, the introduction text that says details and more details is coming from. So if you change lines 75 and 76 right now, you'd be able to see that change on the page.
Yep.
And
This
then,
looks a lot like good old times when was prototyping games and then the configuration tables all manual.
yep. It's a really nice early way to just start prototyping, right? And all of this JSON will eventually just be a database. But it's once you start making a database, then you're stuck with what you built. Whereas JSON just gives you a way to draft stuff out and play around. So we're about to move on from that phase, but it's where we are right now. While we're here, just one more thing. Can you just jump over to YouTube and just find any video? Where you see in this module.json file on line 80, for example, it says YouTube ID. This is just everything after the V equals in your URL. Yeah, or it's, yeah,
B equals.
copy that simple link. That's fine. Exactly. That bit, that's all you need. All right, save that and jump back over. And there you go. You see the videos there.
Fucking fast.
Okay.
I love the fact that I don't have to refresh. It has changed my life now.
What do you say? What do you say? Play with this for the weekend and maybe early next week. I'll show you how to push it up using Vercel and get it on the web.
All right, sounds like a plan.
Cool.
I was gonna say for now, if you want, I can act as like customer support. I'll be your account executive. You can reach out. I'll just share my Discord username on the chat. And if you have if you get stuck or anything between this and when you talk with James about deploying in Vercel, reach out and we can just jump in a call and sort of debug whatever you get stuck so you can just move forward to that point if that's okay.
Yeah, thanks. Sure.
Yeah, no worries.
Most likely I will not be connecting because it was quite straightforward and even the errors were good. So like I was able to read what is missing and it had like a path to file where is error.
Cool.
So I don't know what kind of framework you're using, but it's working.
This whole thing is built on Next.js if you want to see for yourself.
Yeah, probably not because JS is not my strongest. So it actually.
Well, that's exactly why we use Next. Okay, because it basically abstracts a lot of the boring stuff away, and then just allows you to build. So if you ever want to do additional research, that's there, but just know that I've shown you the important parts for now. And the other. How loud is that for you guys? I can never tell.
I can't hear anything.
Sorry. Ay, ay, ay.
Why not copy paste stuff from fucking. Oh, because I'm.
Just for background reading, I also dropped one more link from our current Plutus PBL course where we introduce people to some of these concepts. And so you can learn just a little bit about what's running here if you want to understand what the possibilities are. But yeah.
Roberto, your Discord name says you're not allowing friend requests. You have to add me first. So
I'll change. Give me a second. That's weird.
Throw me and then I can throw you back, I guess.
Yeah. I'll add you now.
And I'll throw in the links. My report too, because even if I'm not gonna go down the rabbit hole, there may be somebody will. And then we know that. Context, what is possible.
I send you a friend request on Discord too.
Got it. Yeah, I do. Your messages could not be delivered is usually because you don't share a server. But we are even sharing a server.
What?
What? We are friends and I cannot send you a deliver.
That's
Maybe
great.
it takes a few Okay, it looks like this message went through. I'm gonna give you a note too. Are you a member of Gimbalabs, or that is like another service? Or...
I don't know who this guy is. Berta, where'd you come from?
I just jumped in. I'm just curious. So, you know, anything you want. I was just. I'm customer support. I'm just randomer customer support. I jump in calls. Enough for customer support.
We've taken distributed ecosystems way too far at this point. I don't know.
We really should get to know each other, though.
Tavo, this is in such good hands. Thank you. Thank you. This is such a key step for us. And right now we've got you taking this step. We've got Nori taking this step. And we've got Jingles, the founder of Mesh, taking the same step, just digging into what's here so far with the eventual goal of building different onboarding instances. So I couldn't be more excited to have the three of you taking this first for a test drive. Thank you again.
I mean, that's amazing that you put on that specific time this kind of tool, because we have been always trying to find like onboarding methods, and that is very nice and like feels natural to kind of navigate. Hitbook somehow still kind of, it didn't feel like right, but this added element of wallet and now having like this experience, like having reputations and token, well, again, thanks for Kimball token, that it's all over the place and you can use it. So it's what we are testing has actually coming to fruition, because at some point we need it, although we can change the infrastructure, we rather not, but we need it because we are now kind of like already used to getting like rewarded or like recognized in a specific way, and then it's like comparable, and which comes back to that I think in a few months we run out of gimbals. But I haven't made a proper report.
Allocation 1 is going to happen someday. It's going to be really fun when it does. So
even though Swarm totally dropped out of doing bounties, like Singularity is I guess 30 to 60,000 gimbals, which is roughly around 300 to 600 hours recognized. So it's like a lot of content.
Well, this is all part of that collaborative work of trying to build value in a completely different way. Well, while everybody's out there trying to figure out how to screw each other with meme coins, we're doing something completely different, and I'm really excited. So one of the next courses we're going to build is to reinvigorate the tokenomics work, to say, look, a year and a half ago, we released this first little bit of gimbals into the wild. Here's what's happened so far. Here's some things that went wrong and didn't work yet, right? But let's look at what we know so far and think about how to use the next allocation. I hope that some of those can be plugged in to the Swarm instance, maybe dust off what Swarm is doing, Singularity Net.
Yeah. I'm finally, thanks to ChatGPT, I'm more capable of doing like integrations. So now I got created an app that directly from Excel imports information from Microboard, and finally figured out like the X and Y positions and how to read the objects from them, and now pulled into the treasury system. And now create a few parameters that kind of calculate how many gimbals you have gotten from different like work groups, like process or treasury or like marketing, and how many gimbals, and then like weights. So I think in 2-3 weeks, I will bring that also into like public space more, and just look at the parameters and think of when we make a decision, how should it weigh, and just have like a other way of looking at like decision making, and just think about what if tokenomics is enabled. And I think it's going to like open up nice like a philosophical discussion.
We've been working in the background on decision-making contracts as well. So once those are ready, it'll be fun to have you playing around with those. Cool. With everything, okay, like if you get tired of the layout of the lesson page, the way it is, feedback, please share feedback all the time, and we can tweak it, play around, make it look good for you. And like Roberto said, if you got questions, reach out to him or any of us.
Yeah, I assume the first kind of rotation to just get plain information to there and like refine it into like a nice way that everybody is agreeing to content, not just the visualization. Probably 8-week work. So after that, it's more like retrospective and then thinking, okay, how do we connect it now with the like zoom out level? So step by step, I guess. I know.
That's a good timeline. That makes a lot of sense. All right. Anybody got anything else? Cool.
Excellent job, man. Congratulations. Beautiful.
Is Adrian, maybe I'm not, don't remember the names, are the game changer guy? Or
No, that's Adriano. Yeah, Adriano's down in Argentina.
because I see he's doing now courses too, and I'm wondering, is he also using Andamio, like to onboard people to code?
It might get there. Yeah. Quasar has his own vision. So we'll see. We'll see what he ends up doing. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm certain this is gonna boulevard and wide. The more people know how to use it, the faster it's going to grow. So I will try my best to make it adaptable. And looks like it's very easy because you did it very fast to help me onboard it.
You did it very fast. Yeah. Rock and roll. Hey, and yeah, like we said, I mean, the dream is for it to be even easier than that. You know, you brought, at least you knew what Visual Studio Code was, right? If we want somebody who doesn't even know what that is to be able to get this up and running. So in the long term, that's where we're heading. All right. Well, thanks again. And yeah, I'll share this recording with anybody who wants to use. I'll just put it in a Google Drive folder and share the link.
Oh, by the way, do you all want to get recognized by Gimbal tokens on chain through Swarm Treasury?
I want to be recognized when we're using some on-chain contracts instead of a spreadsheet to do it. So that's also what we're gonna implement. But we'll get there.
Right. Well, have a good weekend. I'm definitely going to have some nice time looking at Markdown files. And see you out there, like I say.
Next week, sometime soon. All right. Take care, everybody.
See you guys.
See ya.
You.